Hello, time for another vlog. Welcome to the green wall again. I should put some pictures up there really, shouldn't I? Like use it as a green screen. I know I can, I've tried it. Anyway, today's vlog, because the weather's nice but a bit windy. I've done enough walkabout videos for now. Today's vlog is a return to everyday addictions. It's everyday addictions part 2, if you like. I guess I'll add it to a playlist. It also mixes in with my other favourite subject, which is enlightenment, a bit as well. So I'm going back to everyday addictions because I have a little bit more to say on it. I discussed it before, but I didn't really, I think, make the same point on what to do about it. So, what are these everyday addictions? I mean, we know, obviously, that there are serious issues around various drugs. So they're not really everyday, and I mean they are, but they're not the kind of thing I'm talking about. There's also alcohol, but cigarettes are a type of thing that people get addicted to. Medicines, sometimes. Obviously they're helpful, usually, and sometimes they're a problem. Obviously lots of people have various kinds of sex addictions. There's chocolate. Some people just cannot do without it. It's not necessarily as harmful as some of the others, although it does contain this other addictive substance, sugar, which is harmful. Caffeine. There are some new ones these days. Social media. Are you sitting there gawping at your phone looking for likes right now? Stop it. Pay attention. Right. Video games. Full disclosure, I play video games. Probably too much. In fact, definitely too much. That's my problem. I'll deal with it. I think it's fair to say that all humans in modern society are addicted to some things, particularly sugar and caffeine, because it's in so much of our food. Sugar is added to things you wouldn't imagine. It's appalling. And the companies, of course, know that it's addictive, which is why they add it to everything. It makes the things taste nicer. Yeah. There's one more, what I would call the elephant in the room, the one that I don't think I mentioned in my previous video, but I've been thinking about it since. And that is thinking. We are addicted to our thoughts. We think they are so important. I would characterize these as ego thoughts. Ego, as in the I. That the thoughts about our success and what makes us important and things of this sort are bigging ourselves up thoughts, or are fantasizing thoughts. I think almost all humans, the non-enlightened humans, if you like, are addicted. Those who've achieved enlightenment are not addicted to them. I think they still have them. They just have learned to ignore them, which is interesting. A useful trick, and I think that's the thing to aim for all of us. I'll talk about it more later. I want to talk about the addiction mechanism, and if you want to reduce any of these everyday addictions, how you can do it. Whether my methods will work for everybody, I don't know. It all depends. Everybody's different. For some of the addictions, it's really obvious that they are way too powerful for the people to deal with, and they need professional help. Of course. For lesser ones, we can deal with them or struggle with them or live with them or not as we choose, up to a point, to the point where they overpower us. That's how you know whether you're addicted, by the way, is whether you can stop it if you want to, and for how long. Stopping it for a couple of hours is not stopping it, right? Stopping it for a month, that's more like it. It's difficult to stop sugar because it's in everything, but you could reduce it to a very low level and see what happens. Anyway, the way it basically works, what I'm going to describe is a non-exact method. I'm not an endocrinologist, and I'm going to talk about neurotransmitters a bit, or one in particular. There are several that are involved, different ones for different addictions, but the principle is the same idea. You get a combination of them acting all the time, really. But I'm going to simplify it totally for the sake of making a clear model for us to work with. So I'm going to talk about dopamine, which is our motivational neurotransmitter, basically. The brain uses it to determine what we should do. If something raises our dopamine levels, the brain thinks it's good. Whether it is or not, the brain thinks it's good. It measures good by raised dopamine levels. And that's why it's a problem. Because bad things raise dopamine levels too. Harmful things. A lot of these things that we're addicted to are actually harmful. If they don't even harm us physically, they can harm us psychologically by using up our time, by preventing us from working on more constructive things. In this way, the addictions sap people's motivation. Because you'd rather get a quick hit than work on something difficult. That's the way we're constructed, and it's kind of hard to deal with. So the way I think of it is, let's say your normal dopamine level in the brain is, say, 5 out of 20. Okay, so it can go up and down, but when you're just normally content and relaxed and okay, nothing special, not particularly happy, not unhappy, say 5 out of 20. And let's say you have a willpower level of, say, 7 out of 20. I like to think that I have no willpower, but realistically I have a little bit. Okay, so when I'm trying to organise how to control myself, as it were, I try to arrange things as if I didn't have any willpower, because the less you need to use, the better, because we don't have much, most people. So I'm going to rate it as 7 out of 20, which is possibly high. But the thing is, it's higher than your current dopamine level, let's say. And then you see something that you start to think about something that you are addicted to, like chocolate, let's say, or some ice cream that's in the freezer, right? You think about it, bing, and it raises your dopamine level a little bit. Let's say it goes from 5 out of 20 to 6 out of 20. And you think, oh yeah, that would be nice. Ice cream, yeah, maybe I should have some. No, I shouldn't have any. Yes, I should. You've gone around another loop thinking about it, so your dopamine level raises up again. It's 7 out of 20 now. It's equal to your willpower. If you think about it again a third time, you're going to go and indulge in that addiction, because you've just overpowered your willpower. What I'm saying is the thought loop, each time you go around, it raises the dopamine level. It increases your urge to indulge in whatever it is. It literally amplifies it until it overpowers your willpower and you just do it. So you only have free will with an addiction in the first few moments when it occurs to you, or when you see it. Because if you've gone around in a thought loop once or twice, or however many times it takes for you, you're lost. It's done. You've lost your free will. By not choosing to stop those thoughts, or distract yourself, or look away, right away, you've lost that chance. That cubic centimetre of chance has gone. Better luck next time. It takes practice. But that's what I think you have to do to control those that you can control. So you drive the dopamine level up by thinking about it. You overpower your willpower, your free will. You indulge and your dopamine level goes up high. I think with the addictive serious drugs it goes really high. And then it comes down again. But what's typical with addictive substances is it doesn't come down to the same level it started at. It tends to go down a bit lower. Maybe it drops down to 4 out of 10, and you feel a little bit depressed or unhappy as a result because the level is a bit low. It may be because your brain has exhausted itself manufacturing this extra dopamine, and it's, it takes a while to sort itself out. But whatever the mechanism is, it drops low, and it can take a long time actually. That you can become accustomed, your system becomes accustomed to the lower level, and that becomes the new normal. It's like a new set point, which is too low. And people get depressed or suffer from depressions and so on, and another hit of chocolate or heroin or whatever it may be is what they do to alcohol, a cigarette, whatever it is how they get it back up again. Sometimes they can just about bring it back up to normal. The way to actually fix it is to not indulge and wait and wait and wait for weeks while your body restores its original set point. A month may be typical. If you've been resisting some addiction for that long, you can probably carry on resisting it at least most of the time. You might lapse occasionally, but just start again. It doesn't matter. I think the way humans are, we do lapse all the time. We try to do things and we fail. We get better as a result. We practice. If we give up because we failed, that's no good. That's not the way to think about it. Failure is feedback. It's a sign, oh yeah, okay, I lapsed. I understand how I lapsed. Maybe I've thought about it too many times at the beginning. Okay, next time, catch it sooner. You know, right? Sometimes these things are really powerful and you need professional help, as I mentioned. The hard drugs, obviously. Some people could stop them. And sometimes, of course, they have physical withdrawal symptoms. I think caffeine gives you migraines if you try to withdraw too suddenly, and things like this. The other chemicals produce much stronger effects and can even be fatal if you withdraw too suddenly and without professional help. It's tough because your body gets accustomed to it in lots of different ways, not just with the neurotransmitters. I mean, some people get addicted to everything. They lose their willpower because of life crises, like down and outs, people like that. You see a lot in London. I mean, the numbers have tripled since the Tories have been in power. Can't think why. Anyway, because they haven't been helping them, that's why. But they seem to be addicted to, like, everything. Drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, even junk food. I've had them ask me to buy them something to eat, and they don't want stuff with lettuce in it, right? They just want a piece of junk, some actual junk food, packet of crisps, a can of orange, fizzy orange or something. It's incredible. They literally don't want good food because they're addicted to the rubbish, like they're addicted to everything else. I think if your willpower goes down too low because of life crises and what have you, and you're broken, then yeah, all of these substances will control you. Interestingly, willpower works in the opposite way to the dopamine system. So with dopamine, you indulge and it goes up, and then it comes down, and it's lower than the level is lower than it was before, which means you feel bad. With willpower, when you use it, it drains it down, it lowers it. Okay, you run out of willpower eventually after using it a lot, for a single episode, but it recovers back up, and your willpower is now higher because you've been using it. It's like a muscle. You use it, it gets stronger. So the addictions get easier to dismiss over time. It also becomes a habit for you as well over time. So, what to do to control the everyday addictions if you want to? Control your thoughts. Literally. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, thinking is what humans do, and maybe I shouldn't be censoring my thoughts. Freedom, okay? Free will. What about that? Freedom of thought. Isn't that important? Yeah. But there's good thoughts and bad thoughts after all. Okay? And think of it, there's two ways to think about it, okay? Supposing they are your thoughts, so if they are your thoughts, surely you can do what you like with them if they're yours, right? And wouldn't it be good to learn how to think more constructively? It takes a little willpower, of course, to control your thoughts. You drain it a bit, but you're stopping the dopamine levels going up. You go, oh, enough of that, You can also use distraction, of course. Look away, do something else, think about, just silence your mind for a moment. Some other thoughts will come up in a moment by themselves, because that's the way our minds work. They're just constantly nagging about something. And within moments you will be on to some other subject anyway if you don't dwell on the wrong ones. And also, actually, when you're controlling your thoughts, don't be angry when a bad thought comes up. No, be pleased that you've spotted it. If you're angry about it, that produces resistance. Your system is designed to resist things which make you unhappy and angry in the immediate sense. It doesn't resist you becoming unhappy because of a drug thing, because that takes time. But when you're angry, you feel bad right away. So you resist whatever it was that made you angry, which is what you're trying to do. So instead, be pleased that you've seen this thought. Yeah, okay, I don't need to think that. Great. Success. A dopamine hit on resisting the other dopamine hit. But the bad thoughts are, I suppose, what the Buddhists would characterize as ego-based thoughts as well. I mean, we think a lot of junk thoughts, but a lot of the junk that we think is maintaining our personality, our ego, the bigging up of the self, the fantasies about what we would do in an ideal world if we were the great hero, and all this business, right? And what we should have done, what we could have said. These are not constructive thoughts on the whole. And in terms of censoring thoughts, are your thoughts really so important? These ego thoughts, for example, really, does it matter? Are you working out the replacement for quantum mechanics? Or are you thinking about whether to get some ice cream out of the freezer? One may be important, the other one is not. Okay. And the thoughts about what a great hero you are, it's garbage, right? It's total tripe. Yeah, really, isn't it? Leave it. The enlightened people who have achieved enlightenment, don't necessarily lose these thoughts. They learn to laugh at them, to be skeptical of them, to drop them as soon as they happen. Just not interested in them. It's just all these fantasies and stuff, they're just uninteresting to them. And that is, you're going to have them because you're a human. We are conditioned with this strange mind. David Icke thinks it's the reptilian brain that's been given to us. Maybe it is. I don't know. Whatever. Minimise the ego thoughts. Minimise that, the unconstructive thoughts, and you will have much greater freedom. In fact, it's not just a Buddhist thing, this enlightenment. It happens in other religions too, like Christianity. They talk about it in terms of humility, handing over your life to God. All right. Letting God run things. I found in this little rosary book, I found a prayer which basically describes, it's called the Litany of Humility. It describes all the things that the ego does, right? And it's really interesting because the idea of the Christian saints in particular is to minimize the self. Lose yourself to find yourself, as Jesus put it. Okay, that's exactly the same enlightenment concept. Right. And this is it in terms of what the ego does, how to be skeptical of all those ego thoughts. Let me read it out to you. It's not too long. O Jesus, meek and humble of heart, hear me. From the desire of being esteemed, deliver me, Jesus. From the desire of being loved, deliver me, Jesus. Desire, you see, Buddhists, desire, cause of suffering. From the desire of being extolled, deliver me, Jesus. From the desire of being honoured, deliver me, Jesus. From the desire of being praised, deliver me, Jesus. From the desire of being preferred to others, deliver me, Jesus. From the desire of being consulted, deliver me, Jesus. From the desire of being approved, deliver me, Jesus. From the fear of being humiliated, deliver me, Jesus. From the fear of being despised, deliver me, Jesus. From the fear of suffering rebukes, deliver me, Jesus. From the fear of being calumniated, deliver me, Jesus. Calumniated is like being spoken of badly or slandered. From the fear of being forgotten, deliver me, Jesus. From the fear of being ridiculed, deliver me, Jesus. From the fear of being wronged, deliver me, Jesus. From the fear of being suspected, deliver me, Jesus. That others may be loved more than I, Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it. That others may be esteemed more than I, Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it. That, in the opinion of the world, others may increase and I may decrease, Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it. That others may be chosen and I set aside, Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it. That others may be praised and I unnoticed, Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it. That others may be preferred to me in everything, Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it. That others may become holier than I, provided that I may become as holy as I should, Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it. See, it's all about being skeptical of all these ego fears and desires and wants. They're all garbage. They all turn us away from just being a natural, competent human being. And censoring your thoughts, if they're bad thoughts, I say it's a good thing. Chuck out the garbage and you're left happy. The other side to look at it, I said, if they're your thoughts, surely you can do what you like with them, right? But we all know these thoughts come up unbidden. So are they really your thoughts anyway? Can you stop thinking for more than a few moments? For how long? You can't, can you? Nobody can. So chuck 'em. You think about a constructive thing, great. You think nonsense, just laugh at it. Seriously. What is it? What am I thinking? Rubbish. And, oh, chocolate cake. Oh, oh, it's a sunny day today. That's it. Okay. Thoughts? Any other addictions I've missed out? I don't know. Any ideas on what I've said and how it links with enlightenment? Does it make enlightenment a bit clearer to you as well? Will it help you kick one of these habits, maybe? Let me know in the comments. Maybe buy me a coffee on ko-fi.com, ko-fi.com/ALPHATUCANA. See me on Twitter @ALPHATUCANA as well. Okay then, bye for now.